What's up, guys? Hello and welcome to another vlog of the India travel series. And in today's vlog, I'll be off to a road trip. As you can see, it's nice and sunny. Over the past few days, the weather has kind of changed quite a bit. As you can see from the full t-shirt, has turned to a little bit chilly, and then there was a hailstorm. Pretty big balls of ice kind of thing fell from the sky. I made a short video about it, so you can check out the shorts on the channel and you'll see what I mean. But finally the weather has cleared up. It looks bright and sunny, so I'll be off to another road trip, this time solo on the new Activa 125. So let's get started. So the last time when my father was here, I went to Panipat, which is a place of historic significance in the Indian history. This time I'm going even further than that, which is Kurukshetra, where the Battle of Mahabharata was fought. And there's a lot of historic murals there, lots of temples and whole different other kind of stuff to see, lots of stuff to see, mostly mythological, historical and some religious things. So we're gonna go to the city, start looking around, see what we find to explore, and then we're just gonna improvise the exploration plan from there. But this is another one of the trips that you can do as a day trip or a weekend trip from our homestay. So I'm still at our homestay. I'm gonna start from here, so this could be like a sample itinerary if you stay with us at our homestay. And if you have no idea where our homestay is, I'll link the video to the I button above, where I showed like a little bit of the sneak peek of what the homestay looks like. And basically, if you stay here, so you also have places to visit around as day trips even outside the city. Okay, all set, geared up, have some water as well to drink on the go. So let's hit the road. So we're all set. We're going to do nearly 120 kilometers to get to Kurukshetra first, and then we're going to start exploring around a little bit, and the route is going to pass by Panipat. Oh, it's a bit difficult to maneuver with the gloves on, but as you can see, so there's Panipat, so that's where we were last time. We're going to cross that, cross canal, go here, and this area is then Kurukshetra. So let's get the journey started. So we have done 34.2 kilometers, it's 11:30 a.m. has about 86 kilometers to go. We're still going straight, and now we start to see the signs for Kurukshetra in about 70-80 kilometers, and then this is the destination where I'm going inside town. But yeah, we're going to keep going straight, cross Panipat and head on over. So that right there is the town of Panipat. So we went down there. So we're gonna go forward all the way to Karnal, cross it, and head towards Kurukshetra. So you've seen all of this area in the previous vlog. The National Fertilizer Limited that was behind us and everything. So all this is Panipat. So we're gonna keep heading towards this flyover on the main NH44, the National Highway 44. Let's refuel. I've been doing 57 kilometers already. 600 petrol from this gas station, but they only have premium quality. So I'm gonna go to the next one, try to get the regular fuel, because the premium one is a little bit more expensive than the regular fuel. So let's keep going by the service road, find the next gas station. They're selling a lot of these fresh oranges and sugarcane. Oh, I think they're making juice here by the highway, so you can stop by and replenish, because it's getting a little bit warm. During the peak summer season, the people would line up here to get some fresh juice to cool down a little bit. As you can see, there's no like tree cover or anything on the highway, so it gets really hot in the peak summer season. And we're about 57 kilometers out from the town of Kurukshetra, so that's cool. We just need to fill up the fuel and then we'll be good to go back on the highway. So it looks like we're approaching the Indian oil gas station, so that's another one. पेट्रोल हो जाएगा भैया? रेगुलर पेट्रोल हो जाएगा? So we have a full tank. We have about an hour to go, 63 odd kilometers, go back on the highway, and we continue the journey from there to our first pit stop in Kurukshetra. So after nearly driving 111 kilometers, I'm 19 minutes and 11 kilometers out, and we just crossed the Kurukshetra border anyway, and in like 4 kilometers we'll be in the town, and then we just have to go deeper to start exploring the iconic sites. So that's pretty cool. It's a very long road trip, so it's like, this is just one way trip. So should be there in like 15-20 minutes, and then can't wait to start. Brahma Sarovar Kurukshetra, so that's the venue where I'm going anyway. So it's inside. It's showing in about a kilometer we turn left. They're selling some cow dung cakes along the highway, and I've been seeing this kind of crossover bridge for pedestrians all along this highway, which is pretty unique. We don't see this in very many places along the Indian highways, but I guess it's especially in this Haryana belt, when you explore, you see this quite often. So we have a bunch of things here. There's a Panorama Krishna Museum, Brahma Sarovar where I'm going, Sheikh Chechli Stone, Harshkati Land, Jyotisar. They are all on the left side, which is cool. So this is the campus, and the board says there's also a cow shelter down the road, so we're going to check it out later. But for now, this is the Brahma Sarovar. There's like a very big water body in the middle and a temple situated right in the center. So we're going to go check that out first. It's on this side. So that's the info about the Brahma Sarovar, and they say there's a big solar eclipse fair here. This is not the time for it, but anyways, it's a very big tank, 3500 by 1800 feet in size, so let's go check it out. This is a massive, well, I don't think it qualifies as a pond, but whatever, it's a massive tank, and beyond this boundary the notice says it's like 15 feet deep. So if people want to take a dunk, they just take a dunk here and then they leave. So that's a really cool place. And then we're gonna go around. They have these kind of places that are known as ghats, so you can get a nice view, and there in the middle there is like a temple. So I'm walking over there. There might be a way to access it. Oh yeah, I can see there is a nice bridge, so you can walk over that. The premises and like the walking periphery is massive. It goes all around the tank, and I think if you were to do it like end to end, like a full loop, it might take you an hour or longer. So I'm just gonna take a shortcut, go halfway there, and right there is the temple. Just gonna hop over there, enjoy the views, and then move on to the next destination. Not planning to do the entire round here. These are the murals I was referring to, and they have like depictions of scenes from the war. It was a very big war. You can look up the war of Mahabharata and you'll figure out. And this is also the land of Gita. So Krishna basically gave Upadesh for Gita right here on this land. So that's why it's also known as the land of Gita, the Kurukshetra. So this place is a part of a very big pilgrim route. That's why they have the solar eclipse fair, and then it connects to a few other towns nearby. So I just met a local couple from a town, next town over, and they were mentioning the few places that I could visit, especially during the Mahashivratri. That's on the 8th, like 3-4 days from now. And then there's also a fair that happens in December. That's like a very big fair and stuff. So really cool, unique features from here. And different towns had different significance as a part of this historical battle. So some places, you know, for example, Fatehpur was the place where Fateh happened, which means the victory happened, and so on and so forth. So this was the like, I remember reading about these things in the history books, but never really had a chance to see or relate to them. But now that when you're seeing it in person, you get to relate to it a whole lot more. So climbed on one of the Ghat lookout points, and you can see the temple behind me. It's a very nice view, and it's very peaceful, very neat and tidy. And a lot of, well, what birds are these? Pigeons, I guess. Pigeons flying around, so you have some company. And this kind of pond reminds me of the Golden Temple. It also has a very big pond and has some koi fishes in there. So I don't know if there are any fishes in here or not, but at least it's very peaceful. I see a lot of people just sitting on the benches, just enjoying the views and taking in the sunshine as well. That's a very nice temple, very neat and tidy. It's very peaceful. There's not much of a crowd in here. You can go inside and stay for as long as you want, which is the kind of thing that you like when you go inside a temple this far away from home. We're almost 120 kilometers out. It took me almost 2.5 to 3 odd hours. It was driving nice and slow. But finally we're here. So I'm gonna scroll through the maps and try and figure out where we can go next from here. So two things you should know about this place is, number one, it's called Brahma Sarovar, which is basically named after Lord Brahma, the creator of this universe as per the Hindu mythology, and it is believed this is where he did the curation of the world. And the second thing was, given the depth of this pond, this was used by Duryodhana during the war of Mahabharata to hide himself. So he basically hid under the water. That's where it has mentions in the Mahabharata as well. So if you want, you could look that up. But had a very pleasant stay, visited the temple, walked around a little bit. I'm going to freshen up and head to the next pit stop, which is a Lord Krishna temple. That's just 500 meters from here. This is cool, spinning globe. I think you can touch it and move it around, yeah, because it's mounted on water. It's a science experiment that we used to do as kids. So the reason this is here is behind me you have the Kurukshetra Panorama Science Museum, and I wanted indoor parking, so that's why it's like a secured parking. Two-wheeler charges 20 rupees, four-wheeler charges 40 rupees. So I'm going to go inside and pay up, and then we're going to explore. I think the next door, that one, is the Shree Krishna Museum I was looking for, and then this is also a science center, so should be a fun experience.
So I'm exploring the Science Museum first. They have a bunch of exhibits. So there's a 50 rupees entrance ticket, 20 rupees I paid for the parking. There are 3 other shows that happen. So they start at 3:30, so there's still 1 hour waiting. So I didn't take any. But there's 3 shows. If you take all of them, then you pay like 120 per head, and then you finish around 5-6 p.m. So I don't have that kind of time. But just some info for you. And then there is this kind of exhibit. So I've seen one of these. So they have in Delhi, Jaipur, Varanasi, Ujjain, and Mathura. I've seen the one in Delhi, so you can visit this. This is more like it's equivalent to a sundial. And then they have this Ram Yantra, Jantar Mantar, and the Samrat Yantra. And then they have the musical instruments here as well. I'm a percussionist, so I learned tabla, but I can play this, I can play this, I can play anything that has a membrane like this. Played with hands, so that's my jam. They have a bunch of these Mirage cameras, Dwarf to Giant. You multiply yourself, make you thin and fat. So there is a big group that just came with like 12 people, and I spoke to the tour leader, and he said like the Brahma Sarovar where I was just before coming here, you can actually go there in the evening, ask the priest to individually do a prayer. So you can do the prayer yourself at the ghat, the one that I tried to do in Jabalpur but failed. Here you're allowed to do that and you can do it yourself, but in the evening, sunset time. And if you have like a big group, you get like a ghat allocated to you, so that's where you do the prayers. And then there is also a Jyotisar that they said if you go there in the evening, they do a light show there. But unfortunately, because I'm like 120 kilometers away from the homestay, I need to get back as well, so I won't be here for that long. But that's why if you come for the weekend trip, you get a chance to explore that as well. They have these kind of puzzles to keep you busy, so if you read the instructions and try, that came out too easily. I guess it's supposed to be mangled up somehow, and then you try to take it out, gets mangled up, and then comes out eventually. So there's a lot of things, especially if you're a kid or if you have a kid inside you, then you can explore it. And then the 3 shows that happen, they happen on premises, so you don't even have to go out. You explore for a little bit, hop in for a show, and then keep enjoying the shows. This was cool. You step on it and then there's air flowing, so it starts to float. So upstairs it says there's a panorama display of the Mahabharata. I don't think there's a separate ticket for it, so I'm just gonna go check that out. There's a chapter-wise, day-wise depiction. That's why it's all panoramic. So if you take a full loop, you understand the entire story of what happened day by day account. So that's done. Now I'm walking over to that museum. I think is the Krishna Museum, and with the crowds all going in for the shows, I think it should be a bit quieter over there and not so many people. Let's test out this logic. Oh, there's also a butterfly park, currently closed. It looks really nice. Oh, lots of nice flowers. Looks like it was recently renovated, but maybe not yet open to public. Okay, so this is the right path to go to the museum. I went to that side, was the back side of this Panorama Science Museum, with no access to this place, but this gives you access to Shree Krishna Museum finally. So it looks like there is a separate entrance ticket for it. That's the ticket counter. Let's go and ask how much this is. So that museum was 50 rupees, probably more or less in the same ballpark in this one. So the ticket here was 30 rupees. If you are underage, like 10 years old, or you have a letter for concession, then it would be just 10 rupees. But this is how the ticket looks like. Now we go inside the museum from that entry point. That was a really cool experience. It was basically the depiction of life of Krishna through various phases, and then different artifacts collected from all over India. So that was a very cool experience. I really liked the scriptures written on leaves and stuff. And right there is a canteen, so I want to go there and grab a bite to eat. It's almost 3:30 p.m. and now I'm starving. That was a really filling meal. I swapped out rice for extra rotis, and altogether it costed me just 80 rupees, which was a very budget-friendly lunch. They had dal, mixed veg and rotis. Very nice and simple. And I've left my bag at the Shree Krishna Museum and my helmet in the Science Museum, so I'm going to go grab everything. And we're going to head to the next destination, which is Jyotisar, about 7.5 kilometers from here. Should take about 15 minutes or so. Pretty close by, but it's also a pilgrim site. So this area is mostly a pilgrim area now, so it's like you could do like a full loop, or you could go through pilgrimage or so on. So I'm just touching through a few of them that seem interesting. So while I was just grabbing my backpack, I just overheard one of the guides, and he was mentioning two interesting facts amongst a whole lot of things. So one is this whole area has a whole bunch of pilgrim sites around, so that's known to almost everyone here. The interesting part was this place is equally important religiously and spiritually to both Sikhs and Hindus. That's why this is the only state in India that has 10 gurudwaras all concentrated together within one city. That has not happened before, especially in Kurukshetra. There are like 10 gurudwaras. There's even one at the corner of Brahma Sarovar, the first pilgrim site that I visited, and it's called Guru Nanak Dev Gurdwara, something along those lines. Didn't catch the exact name. And yeah, so having the same place equally religious to both religions, and plus having such a high density of gurdwaras in your place, that was very interesting fact. So I decided to share it with you guys. Okay, off to Jyotisar we go. Probably going to be the last stop for the day because it's almost 4 p.m. We also have a long ride back.
So finally made it to Jyotisar in Kurukshetra, my last stop for the day. So of all the religious sacred spaces in Kurukshetra, this is one of the most revered one. This is known as the birthplace of Gita because on the eve of the battle, this is where Krishna basically gave out the knowledge of the Gita. Wait, let me figure out what's the right translation for Updesh. Hang on. So this is believed to be the start point of the battle, and a loose translation of basically the Updesh of Gita would be this is where Arjuna got a message from Krishna about Gita. So then it was later written down by somebody else, but Krishna used to be basically the one who kind of passed on the messages to Arjuna. So this is all about that place. So let's go check that out. The temple premises are massive, and you basically walk around barefoot because this is again a Hindu temple. Shoes are not allowed inside the temple premises, so I left my shoes at the gate as well. Typically it's a donation based service, so you can, when you collect your shoes, you can pay them whatever you like. It's not a paid service. Also left my helmet over there, and she said you can come back and collect it, so hopefully it's still there. Oh, that's a very big statue. Let's try and see what that is. This is a depiction of one of the chapters of Gita that talks about manifestations and different forms of the God. So Krishna is basically teaching Arjuna what manifestation means and all about it.
And as you can see, they have speakers and lights and everything pointed around here. So you basically, if you're here in this area at 7 p.m. or after, you can enjoy a light and sound show. And I think there is another part of the temple premises that's under construction. And the light and sound show happens in English and Hindi. So you can choose based on whatever language you speak, you can be here. But this is pretty much the last spot for the day. So we're gonna end my vlog here. Hope you enjoyed a nice day trip to the Land of Gita Kurukshetra from our homestay. If you stay with us, feel free to ask for advice on how you can do this and budget and any other information that you need. Until the next vlog, this is the Rustic Wanderer signing off. See you again the next time.